So you've consulted with a lot of companies, and what I was surprised to read in your book is that so many companies and leaders actually don't know what their strategy is or aren't able to communicate it. What is it that leaders are struggling with?
It's an interesting question. One of the exercises I conduct in my class is, and the students think I tell them in advance, this is going to be great, your homework is only to write 35 words. You cannot write more than 35 words. That's the requirement. And what I ask them to write about is they read a case. It happens to be on the Coors Beer Company. And I say, after you read the case and you learn all about all the different things they're doing, I want you to try to capture in a statement that's 35 words or less what their strategy was at the time. What do you think they were actually trying to achieve? And the students go from thinking, boy, this is going to be a breeze, and they always come in the next week and they say, boy, that was hard. And it's kind of interesting because now when you compare these strategy tweets, as I call them, 75 students, right, and they're all different. And a lot of them are kind of confused. You read it and you say, well, what's that? I mean, that doesn't make, I don't even know what you're trying to do. That kind of class exercise is actually supported by a lot of research that confirms that most companies are not able to clearly articulate what their strategy is, either because they don't have one or they just can't clearly communicate it. So there's one study, for example, where a company whose CEO had told the researchers he was proud because he thought he had really laid down a crystal clear strategy. So they asked a large sample of employees across the company it was multiple choice, pick one of these 6 statements, which one of them is actually what the company has on record as stating they want to do. And the percent that picked the right strategy was not much better than flipping a 6-sided coin. So if you say to yourself, the people who work in your organization really largely don't know what you're trying to accomplish, it's really hard for them to kind of do their work in a meaningful way. So it is pivotally important to have a much clearer sense of what your company is trying to accomplish and make sure that everyone in the organization gets it.
Mm-hmm. And how does a leader do that?
Well, it starts with, do they have a strategy? And unfortunately, I found way more often than I'd like to admit, or my clients would like to admit, it's not clear. And if you sort of think yourself about companies that have a somewhat confused brand image, it's not clear what they stand for, what was Yahoo really trying to do over the last 5 years? What was their crystal clear strategy? And compare that to Apple or compare that to BMW, you can see pretty clearly that some companies, just to us as consumers, have done a very good job making it crystal clear, who they are and what they're trying to do. So it starts with, do you have a strategy? And then secondly, can you and do you consistently reinforce it? Starbucks and FedEx and BMW and Amazon, and there's lots of companies that not only have a strategy, but work very, very hard to make sure that each and every employee gets it.